Dang, okay. This is here from TikTok. What's going on? I'm uh I'm getting used to this, so I appreciate you for joining. This is wow, I ain't been on YouTube live in years. So I'm trying to figure out how this goes. Let's see. What does that look like? Is that all it'll do? Audio is much better than TikTok. I told y'all, I don't know what it is with TikTok. TikTok is so weird with audio. I never have any problems on YouTube at all. From TikTok, thank you. Thank y'all for coming over. It's much way more peaceful on this side. Let me see what happens if I click something. Oh, okay. I know I probably seem old like an uncle trying to figure out how technology work. I'm not used to the YouTube live. We getting there. We getting there. Experimenting tonight. Even the picture quality is clear, no mic issues. I'm telling look, it's a sign. We building though. We building. Eventually we'll be YouTube live, moving forward. We working on it. We getting there. We did it, Joe. That's funny. It's bad tonight. Too glitching. TikTok been terrible since I lost my Chinese spot. I'm telling you, I miss China TikTok. I really do. Latanya back. There we go. Just finished Candace's episode. Yeah, it was crazy. I think I can replay. I want to go back to a certain point because if we good over here, then I'll see what I can do. From San Francisco, California. Okay, we can't gift you over here. It's cool though. Look, um I got the monetization application in. I submitted it. I got the little approval. Well, not the approval. I got the request, made it available to me like 3 or 4 days ago. So I am officially in the process of being monetized, which is a beautiful thing. Thanks to y'all. I definitely appreciate it. Um, so that application is submitted. They said I'll know, I'll get approved within a week or so. So eventually I'll be able to get some gifts on here as well. But yes, you are right. This page it's technically not monetized yet. But that application has been submitted. I was able to apply about a couple days ago. So we're getting there. Again, we building over here. We building over here. It was good tonight. She was cracking me up. Yeah, tonight was very good. Tonight's Candace episode that good? Haven't watched it yet. Yes, it was good. I think we're getting closer and closer to um, the present day. The closer we get to Erica meeting Charlie is gonna get better and better. I think a lot of people probably was a little bored with the early ages of Erica's life, but they're very important. I think it's important to know who she is, who her mama is, who her daddy is, because if you actually Google who her daddy is, like you can't find nothing on that man. Nothing. White clean. So I think it's good to know these details about everybody. But yeah, obviously there are people that are like, we're swaying away from the Charlie Kirk investigation, which I understand that perspective. I just think that it's so much going on. It's like so many details, so many things that are necessary for us to know about this woman that it just takes a little bit of time. But the closer we get to the present day, it's going to get more and more interesting. So, we hit on today, we're getting close to having that conversation about what she was doing in Romania. That's when it gets real spicy. So it was good. It was very good. I definitely don't mind playing some of it if y'all need me to. Hitting those hearts. Don't know if it helps. Thank you. I don't know either. I'm sure it does in some type of way. I'm not you. I don't know. I don't know. We're getting used to the YouTube live over here. Getting familiar with it. When she goes that deep, it is a reason that matters. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. All right. I'll play. Yeah, I'll play some of it. I'll play when it started to get real interesting. You do catch yourself drifting while she's breaking down the history, but I go back and finish it. Today she was on one though. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's common for everybody. I definitely have to watch some episodes twice when she goes uh, down the rabbit hole of who uncles, aunties are, and this grandma, and you know what I mean. Like you kind of gotta lock in, and sometimes gotta watch it twice. So I think not today's episode, but yesterday's episode, I had to watch twice. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. But today's episode was for sure on one. I'm getting it pulled up though. What are the crowns? I don't know what y'all see right now on YouTube. I don't know. Let me pull up a little duplicate monitor so I can see what YouTube looks like because I have no idea what it looks like. Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get used to it. Let me play some of this stuff. I'm getting cold, so I'm gonna put a hoodie on. Love your videos. Erica was involved. I appreciate it. And yes, I believe she was. I believe so too. I grew up with a fed father, was in gate program. Miss Teen USA was after me bad, and I was within, and I was, where did the comments go? I was within a hair of being fed federal government myself in adulthood and endured horrible abuses as a child. Dang, that's crazy. Sorry that you had to go through all of that. That definitely talks and speaks a lot about the kids that had to go through the gate program because I feel like there are similar experiences. All right, let me get this thing pulled up. There we go. See, I know how to work it a little bit. It's just like my regular YouTube videos. I just got to get used to the comments and all of that. I ain't used to all of that. The live comments from England. Oh, All right. All right. Bet. Let's play some of this. Bear with me. Bear with me. Please hold. Okay. Got my microphone back. Got that back. Okay. All right. I think I'm okay. Can everybody hear me? Is everything cool? Before I play Candace's video. I seen you on that TikTok back in the good old days. Watch it from Atlanta. I like to hear it. That's the hometown. Born and raised. I ain't there no more. You Jamaican, living in Jamaica, but I've been watching Charlie and Candace since 2020. That's amazing. That's dope. Sounds good. Okay, cool. We good. Let's get it.
People involved in this project are affiliated with Fort Huachuca. And
I just want to make sure. Did y'all hear that audio? Just barely. I'm uncle, I'm grandpa to the YouTube live stuff. So did y'all just hear that live? Okay, y'all heard it. Cool. We good.
In Sierra Vista. Like, that is an intel base. How did Erica get this role? How did this happen? How is she doing this in addition to her studies? Maybe that's why she takes a year longer to graduate. I'm not sure, but I'm certainly interested in the fact that this movie, which never came out, was about corporate espionage, spies going into a corporate company, working on behalf of a global government. That is a little too on the nose for me. And again, by this time, Erica already has military connections via her mother. Where is her mother based, by the way? I'm going to assume if you're doing tech and you're creating tech for the DHS, you're not just doing this from like your basement. Is that a fair assumption? I don't know. We also know that in 2010, Erica forms an LLC with her then boyfriend, Tyler Sandford. It's called Table 4 LLC. Tyler Sandford will be featured down the line as the actor in her My Kind of Crazy music video that she's going to film in 2013. I should also mention that he is a catcher for the Los Angeles Angels. Like I've said to you many times, Erica is always dating people that have some level of fame. As you will see, this is the first person.
Bro, that's literally like what we've been talking about already. But that's literally what I was saying in the last live and probably the one before that, is that Erica's roster is crazy, right? Straight ball players, NBA player, baseball player. That might have been the baseball player. Like, her roster has always been crazy. Excuse me. What in her right mind would make her want Charlie Kirk, the 23-year-old, it's out there that he may have been a virgin. 23-year-old virgin. What would you want with Charlie Kirk? What would you want with him? And then Candace dropped today how Charlie had one girlfriend before Erica. One. And with that girlfriend, Candace had to help him out with everything. She described it as like the little brother relationship of helping him through the emotions, what to say to her, what not to say to her, and all of that, which sounds like Charlie. So why in the world would a 30-year-old experienced woman take that however you want? She has experience in many different ways. In what world would a 30-year-old woman
would want with a 23-year-old Charlie Kirk that has had one girlfriend in his life that didn't even know how to handle her? But she's coming over with ball players all up on her roster and all this stuff. But nah, she want Charlie Kirk. It was off from the jump. It didn't make any sense on why Erica would want her. And then y'all got to remember, the meeting or whatever that she talks about on how her and Charlie met, the interview, she says plenty of times that, like, when Charlie said, "I'm not going to hire you, I want to date you," Erica talks about, like, "Oh, I didn't need this job anyway. Like, I got a lot of stuff going on." Okay, so if you didn't need a job, then what are you interviewing for? That's where Tyler Boyer is going to come in hand. Because Erica says that a lot. I didn't need this job anyway. So why are you here if you didn't need this job? What is someone like you applying for this job position for? If you got all of this motion going on in New York, then why would you come to this little old nonprofit? Why would you? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So then this is where Tyler Boyer is going to play a huge role, because Tyler Boyer is the one that told Charlie, you got to hire this girl. You got to do this. You got to do that. He's the one that introduced both of them to each other. So then it just makes you think, Tyler Boyer, why did you want Erica Kirk interviewing with Charlie? Why? Why was it so important for her to be in front of Charlie when even Erica said she didn't even need a job? We're going to see. She's about to get into Tyler Boyer, I believe, tomorrow. But very, very interesting. She has an objective. Yeah. She was a siren. Then Yahoo, Trump, and Erica all involved. Their story changes every day. She did say her favorite position was CEO.
But the end of 2007, or I should rather say this combination in 2010, pardon me, is crucial that I'm about to explain to you. Lori suddenly reinstates, remember, AZ Tech International Incorporated first gets into a little bit of trouble because they're not filing their tax returns, but then Lori moves to reinstate that in 2010. AZ Tech International, it's back on the table. Well, for the first time that year, the Black Sea Rotational Force 10 goes out to Romania, and they establish the Mihail Kogolnichono, I hope I'm saying that right, Kogolnichono, probably not, air base in Romania. You can see that here. Marines, sailors of the Black Sea Rotational Force 2010 officially kicked off their 3-month engagement in the Black Sea region in a ceremony at Romania's Mihail Kogolnichono airfield on May 17th. Now, what's incredibly interesting, and we're going to get more into that in tomorrow's episode, is in particular, a lot of those people are coming from Reno, Nevada, of all places, coming from Reno, Nevada. They are there, the banner that they're using, they're allegedly there because they're going to promote regional stability. We have a way with words, I will say, in the West, regional stability, spreading democracy. The reality is that Colonel Otto Buscher is going to be accused of running a brothel and a human trafficking ring from 2000.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, he was a very smart guy. This person said like he's well known probably as this smart guy among everyone, but doesn't do a background check at all on Erica. Again, I think he was a brilliant guy, right? Genius. But when it came to women, naive, young, immature. And then I don't really think that that's odd. I feel like that's normal. He didn't really have an experience with women. So I think he just got like a little bit hypnotized with his first woman. And then you got to think again, you got to continue to factor in the age. Y'all have to. This man, 23 with little to no experience with women. And he got this 30-year-old that come up in there flirting with him and all that. Charlie ain't know what to do. He ain't know what to do. Think, you know, she got her little model body and all of that. Charlie ain't know what to do, man. That boy was swept off his feet. So I mean, you know, it's a tough situation, but yeah, he was naive. He lacked experience with women. I don't really think he cared about the background check for real. I think he was just so caught up into her beauty and looks that his judgment was off. That's very normal for men and women. Unfortunately, it cost Charlie his life. Erica was yeah, for real. Everyday guy and girl when they in love, right? It's definitely normal things. You're saying because she was his first? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Charlie dealt with one woman before Erica, and that woman, Candace, talks about how she had to help him communicate with her and what to say, how to say it, and all of that. So, you know, don't know how far that went and how long that went, but that was the only girl he ever had in his life on that type of level that Candace can recall, because she's been with Charlie for a long time. And then Erica came into the picture. So again, he goes from one girl to the next girl being 7 years older than him that used to date ball players. So yeah, you think he was head over heels? She was out of his league, his and Tyler's words. Yep. That was his and Tyler's words as well. I heard that in a podcast. They both said that Erica was out of his league. Hypnotized, yeah, true.
2010, the very year that this was established, all the way through to 2015. Yes, Erica will come into contact with Colonel Otto Buscher. We're not going to focus on that today because the more important thing I'd like to introduce to you is Tyler Boyer. Tyler Boyer in 2010, just when this gets established, is going to make an appearance in Romania to work with the Romanian parliament. I'm sorry, what?
This was crazy to me. This was crazy to me. And, you know, I've been trying to do my research on Tyler Boyer. I can't find nothing. That's why you got to love Candace. You got to love Candace. You got to love Barron. They have the insiders. They have all of that. You know, I'm just a regular old average Joe. You know, I just talk about what's already out there and kind of put my opinion on it. But I couldn't find nothing on Tyler Boyer at all. But this was so crazy to me, the timeline of everything, and him talking about how he was partying with different girls with a modeling agency. And then Candace said that he was married at this time. Oh my gosh.
He's going to stay approximately from May through to the end of the summer. This is the exact same time frame that the Black Sea Rotational Force 10 is going to be there. And here is the proof. Somebody had messaged me very early on. It was at the bottom of my inbox, and I was saying, I know that he went to Romania and was trying to figure out what he was doing. And they were like, oh, I actually talked to him about that. They were super friendly about it. I talked to him about that. And here's the conversation. Tyler writes, I went to Romania to do some work with a senator in the parliament there. And then he says, and he was friends, meaning the senator in Romania, was friends with this guy that owned a modeling agency and took me to the beach. That's going to be in Constanta, just so you know, for 4 days and legit slept collectively like 10 hours. The person says, oh, I was at a lake and they were there. I don't know what this person's talking about. And then Tyler says, but yeah, these girls were crazy and I got completely Romanian sloshed and it got very interesting. Haha, this is the Tyler I know. Everybody knows this is who Tyler is. By the way, pretty sure Tyler was married in 2010. Check the records. I think he was married to his first wife in 2010. And also, isn't he LDS? Doesn't that mean he's not supposed to be drinking? Oh, who cares? It's all for appearances anyways. Super Christian company. Who cares what they're actually doing? Let's continue. Thanks. Tyler says they had this homemade whiskey that was like, I can't explain it, but yeah, the girls were wow. both of them. I told you he's a sexual demon. It's like crazy. I mean, there's just so much out there. It's crazy. Anyways, he says, the person said, I knew a few girls from there. Homemade whiskey makes a person frisky. I think that's in a song. And Tyler responds, haha, that's probably the cause and effect statement of the night. And I can drink a lot, so I don't pass out or get weird or anything. Ha. Okay. We can come out of that.
That's, yeah, I mean, just like I said, he's portraying to be this Christian guy. And I think he did come from a Mormon family. Portraying to be this Christian guy. And people's lives can change. You know, I've definitely am not oblivious to that possibility. People's lives can change. You know, you can hit a complete 180, you know, once you have your heart changed and Christ in your life, and you can walk a different walk. That's all possible. The problem I have with these people is that they're portraying as if they've been that forever, and their principles are around that. And it's like, okay, you're going too far, because when you pull up your past, what you're saying is not, it contradicts everything. Then on top of that, like how they still live to this day doesn't reflect anything that they claim that they morally stand for. So it just, you know, I just think that comes with the older you get, like you have like that discernment, and you're not easily manipulated when people throw out, you know, different type faith conversations and stuff like that. Because it's like, no, I can see right through that. You're definitely not who you say you are. If I look at you and judge you by your fruits, I don't see it. So that's not my fault. That's yours. And this is just completely wild to me that people like this are involved. And again, if Erica came out and started talking, because that was the problem, she should have just never said anything. If she came out and was just transparent about who she is as a person, nobody would have an issue with that. I truly don't care that she used to date 50 people and used to get down crazy. I truly don't care. I don't care about any of that. The problem is that you lied about it all. And that's what got me, because you can't sit here and just pretend that you this Christian holy woman and I'm so this, I'm so that, but then lie about your past. You're supposed to be proud about your past and say, yeah, I did. I used to get down. My past was pretty bad, but you know, I seen, you know, Christ came into my life. I completely changed it all around. I'm not proud, but it has made me who I am today. So, you know what I mean? I've accepted that. I've accepted my past, and I'm grateful that I'm able to look back and see how far I've came. That's fine. But for her to just lie completely about her past as if she's a saint, that's the issue I have. Lying about boyfriends, lying about everything. That's when I'm like, why are you lying? What are you trying to hide? Why are you trying to put on this facade as if you just this perfect person? You would be way more relatable if you were just real. People would love her more if she was just real. Now, yeah, she probably wouldn't be able to admit that she used to, you know what I mean, traffic kids. She probably wouldn't be able to admit that and still be in the public figure. So she probably would still have to lie about certain things and stuff like that. But again, that's one thing that you have to confess. If you want to stand in front of a crowd and preach the gospel, if you want to lead a Bible 365 day class, I don't know why I said it like that. If you want to lead a Bible 365 class, if you want to create a Make Heaven Crowded tour, if you want to do all of those things, then you have to confess your sins. Once you do that, then we can talk. We can talk about what life looks like for you moving forward after you serve whatever time you need to serve for your actions. You ain't getting off the hook because of that. Oh, you confessed in private. That's what people have been seeing before. She can turn her life around. No. You don't get to traffic kids and then think that you can confess to God in private and not tell anybody, keep it on the low, and then think you just came out as, reborn. And you get to now go on a Make Heaven Crowded tour and act like you just this. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. There's a lot of parents out there that don't have their kids anymore. There's a lot of parents out there that are hurt. There's a lot of kids out there that are hurt because of you. So you have to confess to the whole world what you used to do, whatever you've done. Then we can start the healing process and the changing process. But I don't know. That's the biggest problem with her, though, is that she just continued to lie about everything. And it just makes you wonder, like, dang, Charlie, did you even know your wife? And you don't want to think like that. You really, it kind of hurts you to know that Charlie was just so naive when it came to her. He was such a genius when it came to all the other things. But he was so naive when it came to her. She just said a whole bunch of BS. He just believed it. He didn't question anything. That's the only person he didn't question. He questioned everything else, every policy, every president, but not that woman. With that woman, she can get away with murder. Yeah, we won't get a confession. Make Heaven Crowded tour, read the room. Right. I'm telling you, she can't read the room whatsoever.
What was he doing? Who was the person in Romanian parliament that he was there to see? And what was the name of the modeling agency? I am dying to know. Because it's going to get real interesting now, right? Erica just can't remember. She can't remember how she knows him. She can't remember how she met him. It must.
Nah, do you think anyone else would have stirred the whole nest if Candace didn't do it first? No, I don't think so. I mean, the ones that are doing it now, I think they still would have done it. Your Ian Carrolls, your Baron Coleman's. I think they would have eventually came around to do it first. So I wouldn't say that. I guess I'll take that back. I think people would have still came out. But I think as far as the timing of everything, nobody would have came out quicker than Candace. As far as people in Charlie's circle. So maybe I can rephrase the question. If we're talking about Charlie's circle, no. Nobody would come out. Nobody. Because they still haven't came out. Charlie's actual inner circle. They still haven't came out and said anything. But if we're talking about people in general, I think Ian Carroll and Baron Coleman still would have been doing what they do.
She said to me, maybe it was through a senator. Specifically, that's what she said to me in person. She said it might have been through a senator. I think it could have been through a senator. I think it definitely could have been through a senator. Honestly, the vibes are vibing here. I find that you both have a little something to do with what's going on in Romania as soon as we get there.
Facts.
As soon as America gets there and establishes a base, which is going to become pretty much synonymous, if you speak to Romanians, with trafficking. Models in Romania? Do you know Jeffrey Epstein, Tyler?
Facts.
Did you guys come across each other? Because he was dealing with models in Romania too.
Anyways,
we got to figure out, if you guys don't mind, I know this is I know they're just carrying on Charlie's legacy. Everybody grieves differently, and it might not be the time to ask. But I'd really like to know what model agency that Romanian parliament member was working with that Tyler had a fun night out with. I think it's a good place to pause before we bring Erica to Romania. That'll be in tomorrow's episode. We're going to take a brief break, and I'm going to give you an interesting update about her uncle, Rick. All right, you guys, there is something pretty big that Americans keep forgetting.
That was like the biggest part of the show for me when she was talking about Tyler Boyer and the ties to Romania. Uncle Rick is for sure weird. That whole upper back, whatever they call it, that whole family is weird. Let me see. Let me read some more comments. Yeah, it all started with Candace. Absolutely. Candace was the first person to blow this thing wide open. And I think she gave everybody else confidence. I think everybody else had the thought, but she for sure gave everybody the confidence to speak on it. It wasn't real love in her heart. He loved her because she was everything she wanted. My heart hurts that he figured it out just before he was assassinated. Yes. It does hurt. I think about it every day. Just from, a husband perspective, father perspective, human being perspective. Just thinking about how he was sleeping next to a snake every night. Didn't even realize it. And when he realized it was too late. Everybody's been seeing that it's been going viral. That look he gave somebody in a podcast. He gave somebody a look in the room. And I'm like, it ain't too many people I can think of that you would get that look to, my boy. But it's just tough. It's tough because you can tell he really, really, really loved her. In all the videos that I've seen, all the podcasts, he really, really, really loved that girl. And here we are. So it's very tough to think about. Anytime you hear about a significant other betraying their significant other, it's always tough. It's always tough to hear because it's not the first situation. That's why it's kind of weird when people are oblivious and acting like this has never happened before of a significant other betraying their significant other. I don't know. I don't know why people are acting like that. Okay. Jesus doesn't love me, nor has he ever. I'm so tired of watching church on Sunday and not receiving anything in return. I think you may have to reposture your heart and not focus on getting something out of it. When you focus on the return, you got to think about all the things that you've done in your life. Think about everything you've ever done in your life that could be deemed as disappointing. So if you think about it like that, and you think about all the things in your life that could be labeled as disappointing, that you could have let down Jesus. And here you are still today, breathing, living, going through life. You still have things. You still have a roof over your head, clothes on your back. You still have a lot. But when you think about all the things that have let him down, according to your logic, that means you deserve nothing. So I wouldn't look at it as I'm not getting nothing in return just because you're maybe on good behavior at the moment. I'm not disrespecting, the walk that you're in. I'm just trying to put it in perspective for you that, when you do something and expect something in return, it never goes well. You'll let yourself down very quickly because that's just not how it works. This is not how it works at all. So I would encourage you to continue to pray. Stop focusing on the return on investment. Just continue to pray. Continue to do the right thing. Continue to be on that walk with the Lord. Go in the right direction. Do whatever things that you're working on right now that you feel like is completely different from the past. And then just focus on that relationship. Focus on the relationship, not the materials. None of it matters at all. Did you watch Baron Coleman last episode on Sunday? Yes, I actually did. So I watched Sunday's episode. I'm glad you brought that up. I watched Sunday's episode, and I'll be honest, I was kind of disappointed. Only because felt like it was gassed up a little bit. And I was let down. Jesse on fire. I also think he doesn't, he's going on this whole Charlie is alive series. I don't believe in that. So I was kind of let down. Just because his credibility is like, but I know he dropped the episode. Baron dropped the episode last night that I need to watch, and it's back on Erica Kirk's life. So I heard that was pretty good. I'm interested in watching that some more. But Sunday I was let down because I just feel like it was a bunch of nothing, in my opinion, compared to what he was, saying it was going to be. You won't be able to look at the Charlie Kirk case the same ever again. And, it was going to be this whole thing. So I think it was just a little gassed up. I don't really think it was about anything. And I think it's Jesse is probably doing everything out of good intentions. I just think that when you kind of go off the path of what we should be focusing on, it can seem like a distraction. So when we're talking about Charlie's alive, I think it's a distraction from what's actually going on and how we can get down to the truth. And just realizing Charlie's gone. Okay, let's acknowledge that, so that way we don't have to entertain all of these different theories on how he's alive. He's gone. Let's get down to the bottom of how he left, why he left, and who made him leave. Let's talk about that. So when he brought up Jesse as his source of breaking news information, I was like, And then when we're listening to the entire thing, I'm like, this is Jesse coded right here. So, yeah, tough one. You prefer Baron or Coach over Candace? I know I'm in the minority. That is the minority, but all of those creators are great, podcasters, whatever you want to call them. They're all great. I watched them as well. I watched Baron. I watched Coach. I watched Candace. My order is probably Candace, Baron, Coach. But you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that. Uncle Rick is a menace. Man, that goes to talk about the power again. Power gets you so far in this evil world, because for him to be affiliated with his brother and all that stuff in that family, and him not having to serve any time for anything, crazy. If any of y'all didn't see it, watch Candace sing Shabbat Shalom, Daddy's Home at the end of the episode. Yeah, that was hilarious. Candace definitely had a great episode today. And she was definitely not a virgin. You talking about Erica? Yeah, I mean, This is also how you know she wasn't a virgin, because Charlie and Erica did a podcast where people were asking questions, sending questions in for them. It was like couples thing. And someone, asked the question of like, what can you do, while you're waiting to marry, or something like that, something along those lines. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And Erica said, get tested regularly. She said, like, get tested every 6 months. It was something crazy. And Charlie was like, how about not have sex at all before you get married? I'm like, yep. She just snitched on herself. She used to get tested all the time. That's basically what that's saying. So you know what she was doing. Yeah, definitely. Sleeping with the enemy, absolutely. Love is blind. Oh my gosh. That's the first case ever that love is blind. I don't know if y'all watched that that Netflix series. Love is blind when it came to Charlie and Erica, for sure. Or Charlie for Erica. Jesus lives in you, Tina. I didn't find Jesus in a church. He does live in you. He does live in you. You are correct about that. Once you repent, turn away from your sins, accept him as your Lord and Savior, he's been waiting on you. The best part about it is that he'll meet you where you at. You don't have to fix your life on your own and think that he's waiting on you to be perfect to come to him. He's not. It doesn't work like that at all. Exactly where you were at, broken, at your all-time low, extremely emotional, broke, homeless, doesn't matter. In his eyes, he's like, that's perfect. It's exactly where I want you. Come to me. I've been waiting on you. That Ingram interview with his nose all red and puffy eyes. The last video on her TikTok of them at the aquarium, you can see he was exhausted with her. I got to look at that. I don't think I've seen that. Found Jesus in my darkest hours. I was raised in a church and endured abuse. Made myself an atheist and became a Christian and found Jesus when I was an adult on my own. Praying for you, Tina. Absolutely. Again, at your worst, at your low, that is the perfect time. Come as you are. Forgot what Bible scripture that is. I'm not great at quoting, but it's in there. Come as you are. Path, absolutely. Honestly, same. He hyped that too much. You talking about Barron's episode? This one right here too. Yeah. I was right there with you, and I was looking at his comments, and a lot of people felt the exact same way. So we were not alone, and it's just everybody can be critiqued. Nobody's saying Barron. Well, some people were like Barron lost his credibility and stuff like that, but I don't ever take it that far. I just think that was just one episode that was not up to Barron's standards. And it's cool. It happens. I'm sure one day, one time, I'm going to let people down as well. Hopefully nobody judges me for that one video and they judge me for everything that I've ever talked about and say, hey, like that was a bad take, but it's cool. I can get through it to the next video when you probably will have a better take. What's going on? What's going on, Glenn Coco? Jesus is too much for me. We can't both be that squirrely. What? Valhalla confirmed that Barron's story and said he was having buddies looking into it for Jesse. Then those two took it to the feds, but who knows? I mean, it could be true, but like you got to think about it from the audience perspective. Man, we don't know what you like. You gotta break it down a little bit more. You gotta dumb it down a little bit more because it was just a lot, and I don't know. It could have been breaking news. It could have been very explosive. Excuse me. But it was just a lot at once, and it wasn't that much. He didn't break it down to my liking. Who is Coach? Coach, what is his name? Coach Colin? Yeah. Coach Colin. Another podcaster. He's pretty good. You watch Barron and Candace, prefer Candace, but Barron is okay. Yeah, it definitely depends on, vibes. What you like more? Baron is somebody that you really got to pay attention. Like, you really, really, really got to pay attention. It's going to be a lot of information. It's going to come quick. Got to be prepared. Coach Colin is hilarious. Yeah. Black line brief. That's a new one. Okay. Okay. I like that. I see black line brief right here. I'll definitely start looking at this content. That's tough. He's definitely waiting on all to repent and turn to him. Absolutely. I love that Candace is extending the Erica series for spite. Like Michael Scott says, you don't know how high I can fly. Yeah, absolutely. I knew, man, at first it was only going to be about 2 or 3 parts, but when they pissed her off, I was like, yeah, this is going minimum a month, minimum. Any juicy wolves and finance findings? Haven't been keeping up. Yeah, so his last video, I made a video about that the other day. It was a stretch. He was basically trying to say that Charlie was Candace's handler and Charlie was a double agent. And there was many more things that he said in the video that I do agree with. But with that specific part, that was a stretch. I think that is kind of like a jab / low blow to Candace, saying that, Candace was essentially naive to not see Charlie being her handler. And I'm like, no, I don't agree with that at all. Then again, you got to consider ages. You got to factor in ages. Candace was 27. Charlie would have been 22. So I'm like, I don't think Charlie was trained to be Candace's handler at 22. I think Charlie was being groomed into becoming something that he had no idea that was, happening. But that was a separate thing going on. He definitely was not Candace's handler. But Wolves and Finance said that the other day, and I think he got some backlash for saying that, because it's just everybody was like, that's a stretch, bro. Absolutely. I am Coach Colin. Yeah, gotta check out Coach. Never heard him. I got into a discussion on X, Egypt Plains, and someone said Barron had been exposed. I didn't know what they were talking about. Anyone know? He did rise to prominence pretty quickly. I hope not. That would be very, very tough news. I hope not. I haven't seen anything on my end to back that up. So I hope not. Barron's amazing. So hopefully he has not been compromised. Yeah, Wolves and Finance was tripping. Wolves seems to be doing a Jesse chasing down rabbit holes meant to be a distraction. Yeah, it's tough because it does seem like that. I think he needs to, no offense to his name and all of that. I'm not saying he's limited to that, but he does a very good job when he follows the money, Wolves and Finance. He does a very good job with that. And outside of that, it's been kind of like hit or miss. I think with the double agent thing was very far-fetched. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't continue that. Hopefully he realized the backlash. He realized it was a stretch and he just stops there. I haven't heard anything with that said. I don't think I've seen one person debunked. They said they got debunked. Yeah, that is a fact. Charlie's too naive to be anyone's handler. No disrespect to Charlie. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think Charlie was prepared to be Candace's handler. Like they knew that Candace was the last person that they would try to pair Charlie up with. You got to be extremely well trained to be Candace's handler to think that she ain't gonna catch on. Charlie was her handler. He was, yeah, right. I agree. I think Candace has already alluded to knowing whether handler was, and it was after Charlie's death. Yeah, I remember that episode. She talked about that before. You are right. She said she was assigned a handler before. He can't believe Charlie can be so dumb for someone so smart. So he's giving him credit. I mean, it's just street smart, book smart. It's a real thing. People don't like to believe it, but it's a real thing. You can be very, very, you can be street smart. No, let me flip it. In Charlie perspective, very, book smart. He was very book smart, or it sounds kind of weird saying that. He was book smart, but he lacked street knowledge. He lacked street smart. That's stuff that you just comes with experience. You can't really learn that from a textbook. You can't really learn that from Googling things. You can't learn that from any of that. Street smart comes with experience. Things that you've gone through before. You know what I mean? You can't really learn that from anywhere on paper, really. So when it comes to street smart, if you've had a lot of different experiences in life, you'll be able to see right through Erica the second she stepped to you. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say you was in Israel. If I was in Israel and Erica stepped to me, yeah, we can have a conversation. We could chop it up. But the second I start talking to you and start figuring out some things about you, because of my experience, I'm able to see right through that. I'm able to see, what does a 30-year-old want with a 23-year-old? What does she want with me? Dang, why do you have all these ball players on your roster, but you want little old me? Or if she starts rambling on things that just doesn't make sense, you're starting to realize that, hey, there's some holes in your story. Now, obviously, it's easy to see everything right now. Hindsight is always 20/20. But again, this is the street smart versus book smart. Street smart, when you have a lot of experience in things, you're able to just see right through people. And we were all there when we lacked street smart and we had our first love, or that first person that had us wrapped around their finger and they could just do no wrong, even though they was wronging us every single day. We all been there. But with that experience, it may have sucked. You may have been manipulated. But now you take that experience and you apply it to the rest of your life moving forward with anybody else that tries to do that to you. Now, the next time you can see the red flags clear as day. The next time you can't get played. You won't get played. Charlie just had no experience with anything like that. Anything with a woman. He had no experience. laid out my argument. They seem like a bot, never replied. So I guess we shall see. Hope not. Hope not. I heard someone say that someone set Charlie up to lie and betray Candace. She was a threat because she couldn't be bought or put in a box. I do believe that. I do believe that there were people in place to separate the two. For sure. People was getting in Charlie's ear. That's why Charlie started lying to Candace and going behind her back, taking different meetings and stuff like that. Yeah. Book smart people can be so street dumb. Absolutely. Absolutely. CK didn't have streets. No, he didn't. Charlie was not equipped to recognize a very experienced honeypot like Erica. No. 100% agree. I am book smart and I cannot cross the road at my big age of 26. And that's what I'm saying. It's you know, everybody is wired so differently. And it's just interesting. It's just real life. Some people have a little bit of both, but most of the time, you know, one is typically a little bit more heavier than the other. A lot of times it's not really just somebody being like, oh, I'm extremely book smart and extremely street smart. You know, it's always going to be one leaning, you know, more than the other. Like for me, I'm more so street smart than book smart. So like with Charlie, he's accepting all of this money from everybody left and right. But I'm similar to Candace. And I'm similar to on the side of like, ain't nothing free. So you handed me this money. What do you want from me? What are you expecting out of this? You want something in return. I'm familiar with how this goes. Even though you're handing me money for free, it really ain't for free. Charlie was probably just like, oh, thank you. $5 million donation to my business. Thank you very much. Not thinking nothing of it. Thinking that he can just still go throughout his day-to-day life doing what he wants to do. No, it don't work like that, buddy. Does not work like that. You're bought. These people are paying for you to push a certain thing. They're paying you to make them happy, however that may look. You got book smart from my dad, and my mom taught me street smart, so I'm balanced. It's funny how that works because typically the street smart comes from your dad. From sometime, most of the time, in my case, like for me, it was my dad, and most of my friends, it was their dad. So that's crazy how it could be either. That's why so many of us see through Erica. Exactly. Candace has both book and street smart. That's why she's dangerous. Yes, 100%. And she had the street smart first. So when she got that book smart, oh my gosh, unstoppable. She wanted a baller, yeah, for real. Happens all the time. My ex had a genius level IQ at 163 and was one of the most socially awkward people ever. No EQ. Also diagnosed psychopath. I believe Erica's a psychopath, baby, lab grown. Yeah, I do agree with you fully. He met EK in 2018, engaged in 2020. He did it fast. That was Charlie's first baddie. He was trying to put a ring on it, pop some babies. He was trying to get it going. That was his first baddie. He didn't want to hesitate. He was blinded by love and what he thought was everything he ever wanted. Poor Charlie. Yeah, 100%. They're still using him to promote this war. Man, it's so sad that they're doing that. I've been following some of that stuff, them tweeting from his page and all of that. It's just so fascinating how all they do is talk about how Candace doesn't provide any proof. and doesn't show evidence and all that other stuff. And it's so funny because look at the irony. People are bringing out videos of Charlie saying that he was against the war and how it's not a good idea. And now Turning Point is saying, no, 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 no. Y'all have all of it wrong. Those videos, don't worry about it. It's wrong. Charlie right now, I'm pretty sure he'd be right now in favor of this war. Y'all don't know Charlie like how we know Charlie. Charlie's hovering over us right now, his ghost. And he's telling us that even though y'all see all the videos of him saying the war is not a good idea, y'all don't have the ghost of Charlie telling y'all the truth. The truth is that the ghost of Charlie said he's in favor of the war. It's crazy. I don't know. Those people are weird to me. Why you have all these ball players on your roster? God, never take your voice from this conversation. We need all the quality, independent voices we can to arrive at the truth. Will do. I definitely appreciate you. Probably really need to talk to Candace. Seriously. I just need Candace to say Miss Shalami one time. Just let me know you're listening again, Candace. It was dope seeing her comment and like my stuff and all that. Pretty sure the amazing Mikey McCoy is grown in a lab too. Yeah, you got to remember, Mikey McCoy somehow got out of high school and got this big time Turning Point job. How? Which character in the series so far are you shocked by? Great question. Probably her mother. Just because her mother may not even be her mother. And then her mother was clearly a dangerous individual that was into a lot. Her alleged mother was into a lot. And so it makes sense. You know, first it was kind of like, okay, Miss Shalami is a little weird. Why does she act like this? But then when you see it, you find out who Lori is, and you're like, oh, it makes complete sense. I'm not even shocked anymore why you are the way you are. Your mother's a fraud. So I think her mother was the most interesting one because I just could not believe how much of a fraud this lady is. It's crazy. They got rid of Candace in 2019. Think they knew Candace would sniff her butt out. Honestly, can't hide nothing from Candace, especially. Yeah, I agree. They got Candace out of there for a reason. They placed people between Candace and Charlie to make sure they grow apart from each other. Yeah. And I think Candace sniffed out who Erica really was, but she was kind of on some like, that's my best friend, so I'm going to support him to the end anyway. But everybody know when they best friend got somebody that just ain't no good. You get the vibes, especially when it's two women. And I'm feeling like Candace knew that Erica, like, I know she's admitted that she was pro Erica and was so happy for Charlie. But I feel like deep down, she was like, he's changing. He's changing. And I'm only going to put it on his new girlfriend / fiance / then wife. I'm only going to put it on him because Charlie is changing. Yeah, for real. Sorry, I didn't read that. I was reading it in my head. Lori for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yep. See, pull up a pic of Linda Belcher. Let me see. Oh, snap. You right. Well, I knew who the character, like I know who the character is, but I didn't even think of the name to go with it. Yeah, that is a fact. That is a fact. But man, what is it? I appreciate y'all for joining the first ever live on YouTube. And being patient with me, trying to figure out how all of this stuff works, because I haven't done YouTube live in like 4 or 5 years. So I appreciate y'all for being patient with me through this process and all of that. Definitely working on having YouTube lives more in the future. And all of that stuff, we're working on it, building. I said we, like I got a team. Me working on it. It's building. So trying my best. I'm definitely trying my best to create more videos, have more lives. I'm gonna get there. One day I'll be full time and be able to not be sleepy, because I fell asleep on y'all twice, last night and the night before. I completely fell asleep and didn't even get on live. So, but we here tonight. So I appreciate y'all for if you came from TikTok, I appreciate you for following me over here. And make sure you sub to the channel if you already haven't subbed. And yeah, we will get this thing rolling. I'm enjoying this journey of YouTube. And I appreciate for anybody that was like a part of the crowd that was like holding me accountable all 2025 and was like, bro, create the YouTube channel. And I was procrastinating for the longest, but here we are. Thank you for those who did that in 2025. And then thank you to y'all who have been riding with me since 2026 and on. So definitely appreciate all of y'all. And we'll just continue to keep on doing it. And again, we'll probably be back on TikTok live the next time, but we getting there. And I'm glad y'all made this first experience of YouTube live wonderful and great. I definitely appreciate y'all. But I hope y'all have a great night. And I will see y'all on the next one.